Hi everyone, Sunsider here, and today we are going to leave Dendro along with its elemental reactions behind, as I'd like to shift your perspective to one of the best units that the game has ever created, along with underappreciated elemental reaction, the reverse melt. Honestly, the original idea came to me last year, but since I've been busy with work, the idea delayed and I just found the script left untouched for a while. Oh, by the way, the unit that I'd like to talk about is Ganyu, the General Secretary of Liyue Qixing. It's up to you to believe my story or not, but I pulled her once,
Stop the cap!
without any intention on getting her banner, and now, if I think of it, I was very lucky to pull her back then because she's one of the units that I've used to clear the game contents before Sumeru came. Another thing that I'd like to confess is the fact that I used to run her with a freeze team comp, and that's been running for a while. As there's new artifacts that are available for her to try, I'd like to compare her initial artifacts, the Wanderer Troop, with Shimenawa's Reminiscence. Of course, the number one reason for the latter artifacts is mainly because of the 4-set bonus that provides 50% on normal, charge, and plunging attacks. When I use the Wanderer's Troop, I can't help but feel comfortable because I've been running this artifact since Ganyu was first released, and I think I've spent a lot of investment to get my Ganyu at these stats. My Shimenawa's Reminiscence, on the other hand, is actually prepared for my Wanderer and Yanfei because I think this artifact will work wonders on them. Again, it's hard for me to change my entire build considering how investment heavy will that be, but thankfully, I managed to pull a good one and was happy to see these stats. Now, let's talk the damage of our Shimenawa's Reminiscence. This artifact is the 5-star upgrade to the Wanderer's Troop, where instead of 35% increased damage on the charge attack, this artifact deals 50% increased damage on normal, charge, and plunge attack after using elemental skill. When I first used it on my reverse melt team comp, I couldn't see a significant improvement in terms of damage. The number one reason is due to the fact that my Wanderer's Troop reverse melt can do higher damage. However, after numerous tries, I think I knew how my Shimenawa Reminiscence helped my team comp, and that's by providing more consistency in crit damage proc. If I put it on a side-to-side comparison, we can clearly see how Shimenawa Reminiscence helped me in clearing this instance faster with its frequent crit rate proc. Of course, this is something that is initially hard for me to swallow, but if I see things objectively, this is a nice improvement to my reverse melt team comp. I've tested this reverse melt along with 2 different artifacts on 2 different bosses numerous times to see the consistency of this elemental reaction. On the Wanderer's Troop, I could only achieve a 20% crit rate on my Ganyu. With her talent, the Undivided Heart, that gives 20% crit rate increase on the subsequent First Flake Arrow, the 400% level 10 First Flake Arrow bloom damage does help me in clearing world bosses and deletes mob, but not in a consistent manner. When I change my Wanderer's Troop to Shimenawa's Reminiscence, I can see how the 30% crit rate from the artifacts and the 20% crit rate on the next First Flake Arrow provide more value to my overall damage despite the lower crit rate damage. Now that I've tried both of these 2 artifacts, essentially both of these artifacts work the same as it's all come down to the substats of the artifacts. Just try to stack enough attack, crit rate, and crit damage and you'll be good. Aside from artifacts, weapon choice is something that matters and helps contribute to the overall build. Weapon-wise, I'm using the Amos bow that provides 12% initial attack increase and a total of 40% attack increase with the same arrow. For those of you who don't have Ganyu, I'm going to explain how her kit works in 3 simple steps. 1. You look for the best artifacts with modifier of attack, crit rate, and crit damage. 2. You charge her attack. And then 3. You release the arrow and boom, kill the enemy. Her elemental skill is just a cryo taunt that scales off of her HP and elemental burst that deal cryo damage per second in a big AoE. When I run her with the freeze team comp, I'm able to reach an approximate of 27k damage in total. Before I knew about the reverse melt reaction, I was super happy and satisfied with her performance. Clearing small mobs and world bosses is something easy enough for her to do with just a few charge attacks. One bad thing about having such a strong unit like Ganyu is the fact that she's super strong, that back then I didn't even bother to think about other team comp and just straight run her with anything that works. If I could remember, I used to run her with Sucrose, Mona, and Diluc. I know that was such a bad team composition as it doesn't have any synergy, but hey, I'm reformed now and already have 3 other strong team compositions that works. Going back to Ganyu and reverse melt team comp, at the moment I'm running her with Sucrose, Bennett, and Xiangling. I guess you would have guessed why Bennett but Sucrose and Xiangling? Well, yeah, right now my Sucrose is using a Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer and will be the one to boost Ganyu's attack. Xiangling, her number one purpose in this team is to provide a safety measure to Ganyu with Go Bust Town and provide a consistency pyro application. My go-to rotation with Ganyu is to have Xiangling provide support works via go boost down and then switch to Sucrose, hit the enemy with her elemental skill and then switch to Ganyu and let her do the rest. Of course, Bennett will jump in with his burst in between Xiangling and Sucrose transition and provide a total of attack boost. By doing this, my 27k damage from free steam comp can go beyond 85k. Yes, I understand the fact that there's better Ganyu out there that can do beyond this damage. However, seeing this number as a person who have played her in the wrong way, this is such a happy moment for me. I've tested the reverse melt team comp on 2 different world bosses to see its consistency, and without considering which artifacts build that I use, I'm very satisfied by the damage output. However, resource-wise, I see a lot of players prefer Wondrous Troop thanks to its farmability and easier drop rate than Shimenawa's Reminiscence. I personally agree to the community feedback on this artifact because when I try to farm this artifact, I mostly get the Emblem of Severed Fate, thus requires me to spend more of my resources on these very artifacts. Still, if it weren't for my curiosity on reverse melt team comp and being efficient in playing Ganyu, I don't think I'm going to explore reverse melt and being this happy to play Ganyu again. To conclude today's video, I think it's very important to understand what's the best elemental reaction out there because like me, I think I can say that I've been living with my mistake for 2 patches away and it cost me dearly when I first came back to Genshin Impact. Well, there's no right and wrong team composition considering that not all players have the exact same units like everyone, but in case you do, make sure you follow the trend by doing research and get the most out of that elemental reaction. What do you guys think? Do you think that Ganyu is one of Hoyo's first broken cryo units? And if yes, how do you play Ganyu and bring the best out of her? Comment below and let's discuss.